Everyone, everyone will be starting in about 5 minutes, so if you wouldn't mind taking your seats in the next 5 minutes. Thank you. Good afternoon, everybody. Good afternoon. Welcome to the awards lunch for the 23rd Annual Austin Film. You can applaud now. My name is Dave Buckman. I'm the executive producer of Cold Town Theater here in Austin, Texas, and I'm pleased to host this ceremony. The awards is presented by the Alice Kleberg Reynolds Foundation. And before we get started, I just want to congratulate everyone in this room. You made it here. Congratulations. Let's give each other a round of applause. We all know writing is very hard. Writing a film is very hard. I wrote my first screenplay this year, and it is scary and daunting and nerve-wracking. Not as scary, daunting, as nerve-wracking as trying to pick out a suit on the day you're going to meet Paul Feig, but still very scary and nervous and all that as well. We'd like to thank our sponsors for putting together this amazing festival. We couldn't do it without them. So I'm going to read a list of sponsors, and I'd like you to politely applaud for each one. I'd like you to also wildly applaud for one of them. Your choice. You get to choose. So polite everybody. Thunderous applause for one of them, whichever one you want to do. The Alice Kleberg Reynolds Foundation. AMC. The City of Austin. NB Entertainment. International Documentary Association. New Firm Digital. Spark. Features Animation. The Texas Commission of the Arts. Vertigo Entertainment. Writers Guild of America East. And we're live streaming right now thanks to Republic TV. We're going to kick off the event, but I'd like to introduce to you the executive director of the Austin Film Festival, Barbara Morgan. Put it together for Barbara.
Hi, everybody. Thank you for coming. Many of you have been here. Many are new, and a few of you have been here a whole lot. Dan Petrie, Jim Hart. I think Jim's been here almost every single year. We've been watching each other get grayer and grayer. But I'm Barbara Morgan. I'm the executive director, and I want to thank all of you for actually coming and participating in this creative melting pot I feel like we have here. I want to particularly congratulate all of the filmmakers and the writers participating this year. So many of you who are film here or have reached the second round of writing competition or the second on the finals. And I want to encourage you, there's something I hear again and again and again from everybody that attends, that panelists who have had films made and write and direct and have television shows on the air and who have really managed to find that root, the dream they had. That it's not today, I feel a little hypocritical saying this because I'm competitive, but it's not today about who wins. It's about how you use opportunity, how you recognize that somebody recognized your work, realizing that putting your work out there actually did something positive for you. It's about taking that next step, and what I hear from so many of our panelists about being open to the next opportunity, being open to what that brings for you that may not seem like the route you were going to take, may be the opportunity for you to actually get to the end you want to reach. So I hope you all will see that and take advantage of the opportunities here. And there's so much kinetics going on at this event that if you don't take advantage of it, shame you. And coming next year, do it all over again, but really use what you hear this year, because there are so incredible people. And I hope you all get what you want out of this. I'm going to take this moment to introduce some of the staff who sometimes may be invisible to, but who I want to recognize as people who created this year and as Air Conference Director. She told me after the festival last year that she was going to be leaving us, and I talked her out of it over wine and not wanting her to leave on the year where we had a tornado, which was last year, in case any of you weren't here then. And it worked, but this is in fact last year. So I want to really recognize what an incredible job she has done for all of us. So Maddie and Gavin, get up. Screenplay competition. After this lunch, you will either love them or hate them. Liz and Harrison, who are our also inspire that kind of passion. Maria Pond, our manager. From our staff is here. Oh, and our production manager, Sonia Oniscu. So if you're having a good time, please tell all of that. All right, thank you much for coming.
All right, let's give away some awards. On the stage right now is our Film Festival Senior Film Programmer Lism's film competitor, Harrison Glazer. Give it up.
Hey everyone. It's weird being around some people after spending 9 months alone watching 4,597 films. But it's good to see all of you.
We're learning how people again, but we're good at it. So we're two of the programmers, but I wanted to give a quick shout out to Barb Morgan, where are here, because she watches so many of these films. After 23 years, but she's wonderful. Anyways, we just want to say thanks, Barb.
And we're here to talk about the 63 that are here today. You guys did math, and I know you're writers, so I'll just do it for you. That is 1.4% of all submissions have made it here today. That doesn't even round up to 2. So please know how big of a deal it is, and please be very proud of yourselves. If you're here in competition, can you please stand and be recognized?
As my mom told me growing up, and she's actually here somewhere, you won by just showing up, but that's actually not the case here today, because this isn't a volleyball tournament or something. But we want to go ahead and move forward and start handing out these trophies.
Do that. We want to let you guys know that we didn't get to make this decision ourselves. We left it to much more capable hands, which is our jurors of really capable and amazing writers, industry insiders, people like that. If you're a juror here for the film competition, can you please stand and be recognized as well? Thank you so much for your expertise. Okay, let's get right to it with the Young Filmmakers Competition. This is a competition open to filmmakers 13 to 18 and honors the newest and most young storytellers. There are only 13 films that were selected to screen this year, and they just premiered actually a few hours ago. And the winner demonstrated a voice and really interesting sensibilities. It's Wit's Third Wheel, written and directed by Courtney Holden.
I'm being awarded for just having fun. That's all that I did, and it off. 4 men took it on me my junior year of high school, and I don't know why, because my first film was as bad as Donald Trump's campaign. And yeah, and I realized if you love something, you'll do anything to make it work, and I truly am in love with film, and so I'm going to do what I can to make this work the rest of my life, hopefully. So thank you very much.
All right, next up is our narrative student short winner. Let's see. So, while you guys were all in college, probably getting crazy and wild, this person actually made an award-winning short film. So here is The Art of Not Appearing, directed by Ernie Elbeck and produced by Ingrid Dietrich.
Thank you. So I'm here on behalf of actor Pernilla Hellevik, who would love to be here, but she's shoot. So I want to thank everyone in the small town of Askvoll in Norway who helped make this happen, and our wonderful University of Columbia, who focus so much on story and really care about making good scripts. Also does. So thank you so much.
Did you guys know the word animated comes from the Latin word animus, which means build life? The winner of the animated short competition is Hugo Bummelt. Yes. But tried really hard to make it today, but she couldn't get down here from Hungary, but we accept the award on her behalf.
The documentary short finalist this year so that truth can be weird, inspiring, and show that worlds that existed. and can be fully explained in less than 40 minutes per Academy regulations. The winner of this year's documentary shorts competition is Heaven is a Traffic Jam on the 405. With Frank Eiffel.
Harrison, this is my second film. I was a late bloomer. I feel like should be the centerfold in art magazine. The first film was one of those miracles that appeared in some of the world's best and worst festivals. I didn't know what I was doing, and so I just sort of scattershot it. This place is different. This is a wholly different festival than I ever experienced. Not only is everybody that I spoke to smart and helpful and willing, but everybody I spoke to saw the film, which is miraculous. And so I call up with some people like, what's the address of this? And, who are you? And I tell them, say, oh, you did this traffic jam. And the conversation, people here actually love film. So this is a place that's, on one hand, it seems big time, and on the other hand, it's very small. So thank you very much. This really means a lot to me.
Okay, time for shirts. Just as no, we broke every record for every competition, but especially this one in terms of submission numbers. So this film should be extra proud. Out of 176 short films submitted, the award goes to Megan Park for Lucy Eyes. Is Megan here? I know she's trying really hard to make in time. I think she's like running to the airport right now. Okay, well I guess we accept this on her behalf, but she's gonna be so thrilled, I promise.
On to features. Personally, I'm being scared and I have a hard time with blood and amputations, but the filmmakers in the Dark Matters category seem to love it, and they're all great. But the winner of the Dark Matter petition this year is The Cliff by Elena Tabspin. Helena, are you in the building? Oh no. Okay. All right, well, we'll accept this one too. Oh, she's coming. No. Yay. Okay. Hi.
Thank you. My son speaks.
Translate my mother. Sorry. Yeah.
Estoy muy feliz de estar ya en Austin, una ciudad de cine, que es un referente para todos los amantes del cine y del cine complejo y maravilloso.
So this is really happy to be in Austin, which is a city of reference for the cinema. Well, this is a great occasion for us to visit this festival.
Además, las mujeres de cine están siendo bien representadas y premiadas hoy aquí, dos mujeres que admiro mucho, Nancy y...
So she's also really having a women representation in the film festival. There's quite a few prizes in this area. So,
They say comedy is the hardest genre, and we found this year we had more great comedies than ever before. The biggest joke was how hard it was for us to choose the winner of this competition. The winner of Comedy Vanguard feature competition is Hot Air by Derek Sieg and Jeremy Goldstein.
I guess. Thank you. Just wanted to thank the film jury for having such exquisite taste. We can agree on that one. Thank you, Guy. This is wonderful. Thank you.
Thank you guys so much. Really appreciate it a lot. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Our documentary feature competition, it's incredibly hard to tell a cohesive narrative based on pieces of real life. The film that we selected does exactly this. Please help us congratulate Santoaya, directed by Andrew Burr and Daniel Meyer.
say something. No, thank you guys. We're honored. It's the first film, so just happy. And also congrats to all the other.
Okay, our final word of the night is for Narrative Feature. First, big thanks to this competition sponsor, Seaburg. Emily, are you in the house? Bunch of additional.
And everyone else at the Austin Film Festival, this huge honor, especially to Seed and Spark. I came back here in 2013 to attend the Writers' Conference. I was invited over by the guys in Derby Entertainment, clutching my own script and desperately wanting to make a film. And I was just so inspired by all the talks and talents here, people whose films I'd grown up with watching or were currently watching. And so we don't have anything like this in Australia. Too busy judging Ben Reaches. But so it's incredibly exciting to get over here and make my American premiere in this festival, but recognising such a main company. I especially wanted to thank John August and Mason at Script Notes, who took me under the wing last time. And yeah. They gave me a lot of wise tips, and Craig made a lot of wise cracks at my accent, as well as Rick Dugdale and Dan Petrie Jr. at Enderby Entertainment for their ongoing support. So thank you so much.
Thanks, guys. Watch this.
All right, we're going to get going. And next to present a pair of award digital series, head of programming at New Form, Sarah Malkin.
Hi, everyone. It's a to be here. New Form is a company that was founded by Ron Howard, Brian Grazer, CAA, and Discovery to pioneer in scripted storytelling and digital space. Our mission to empower creators to get their voices out and directly to the audience, something that digital space allows. And such an exciting year reading all of these scripts and watching the proofs of concept we received. Congratulations to all the nominees. It is thrilling to watch the content be created and distributed directly to viewers on digital. So thank you. And the winner for scripted, the actual script is Mainstream by J.C. Conklin. J.C. Conklin, are you in? Oh, great script. On this way. Well done. Excellent. And the winner for the filmed submission is Guest Appearances by Elizabeth Guest. Hi.
Thank you so much to everybody that made this decision. I'm so grateful. It's my first effort of writer, actor, director, producer. Thank you, Mom and Dad, for making this possible and making me possible. And thank you to all my not here, but everybody that's involved in this project, editors, my DP, my actors, like they're all my dear friends, and if they weren't so talented, it wouldn't have worked. So thank you so much. Thank you.
And if JC, if you wanted to see what's, I think that would be great too. Thank you very much.
All right. We're going to move on to our Screenplay Awards. To introduce some Screenplay Awards, please welcome Screenplay Comedy Director Matt D.
Good afternoon, everyone. This year's screenplay competition proved that story is flowing with abundance, perhaps in excess than AFF. We received exactly 9,100 entries across all categories. And here are the others in each of those categories. Past finalists and winners have found us in the form of representation, script options, and TV writers, having their scripts produced in films. To all of this year's entrants, thank you for the spirit of storytelling alive and helping us with your work. At this time, I'd like to invite all of us in all categories to stand and be recognized. And I would also like to take time to acknowledge our finalist judges in the competition. Judge, please stand as well. All right, and now I will announce the winners. The winner of the 1 Hour Spec Award is Fargo, The Hunt for by Sarah Beckett. Unfortunately, Sarah could not be present. She is working film in Canada. What you should know about her Beck is that it is a fantastic prequel to season 2 of Fargo, providing added to an strong series. Next is Sitcom Spec Award. The winner is Broad City Short Term Effort by Greg Wayne.
Hello everyone, thank you. How far do I have to bend down for you guys to hear? I wrote this in first year at AFI. I'm second year right now. I'm 3 weeks out from my film shoot, so I want to thank my director, Destiny Thomas, and my producer, Renee Smith, for allowing me to come here. I'd also like to cordially invite you all. My semi-finalist screening tomorrow, the category. The script is called Tiny Hairless Penis. Thank you, Matt, for the shout out on day one. So it's scheduled at the same time as Shane Black and Liz Merriweather. So I'm fully expecting to see me, the actors, alone in a room, me looking at my own jokes. So please come out, but I fully understand. Thank you very much. Thanks.
And now, the winner of the Short Play Award is Future Health by Paul House. Future Health is a slow-burning mystery with big emotional payoff in depicting a woman nervously awaiting an unknown procedure required in the future world to serve the human race.
Thank you so much, AFF. I came a long way to be here because I've heard so many good things. Yeah, this is a short, so I'm going to keep short. Thank you so much, and it's an honor. Thank you.
Winner of the Sitcom Pilot Award is Losing It by Lise Rosette. This engaging pilot comedy in the wake of tragedy as a high school struggles with losing it, her mind, and losing it, her virginity.
Thank you so much, Matt. I promise I'm getting to under 2 minutes. I'm a Chicago and a New York City playwright who writes young adult novels for Harlequin Teen. My pilot is based on one of those novels, and if any of you out there think all of that is an asset, please let me know. My show's about a girl and her mother moving through the 5 different races and discovering rebellion at the same time. I'm passionate about creating content that reflects their date experiences back to them. So that they and speak of young people, I've met a lot of amazing youngsters at this festival who are voting for presidential election for the first or second time. And I just want to say that not only is it important, but you are important. You're in the process of democracy, and what you want and what you think is important. So please vote next month. It's important, and you're important. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Matt.
And now I would like to invite Christy Felton, VP of Programming at AMC, to presenter of the AMC 1 Hour Pilot.
Thank you. This is an honor for us, I think, for this event. You know, I'm kind of a different new voice, and I think a great job of introducing us to new voices. It was not an easy decision. There were a tremendous number of semifinalists and finalists, all who did an amazing job. We did have to pick a winner. The award goes to Kyle for the Ape.
Thanks so much. 6 teenagers exploring a ghost town, a fortune hidden in a back room. Find it surrounded by waves, brutally drunk, the words fish out of water. But they just keep money and for not to get away with it. But the secret kind of tears their friendship apart. They don't trust each other, and they don't feel like they can That is until one of their friends turns up dead or bound near the ghost town where they found the mine, written in waves of fish and words. I lied, you guys. It's not the most uplifting story, I'll admit, but it's one I couldn't have written without the help of my mom, who is here today. Yeah. She told me, quote, "No way in hell she wouldn't be." So that's great. And my best buddy, Evan Bass, who read my script more times than I did. Thank you so much to Christy and Amanda from MC. It's been fun, to say the least, to be surrounded by so much talent here, and I've had a great time in Austin, which barbecue. So I look forward to doing that for the rest of the weekend, and this honor really does mean a great deal. Thank you.
The next category is the Vertigo Entertainment Horror Award. Unfortunately, the co-founder and producer Roy Lee couldn't be in to present the award, but he would like for me to share on his behalf that all 5 finalists were incredibly strong, engaging, one scripted up to most box for us. It approached period and theme in a way, maintaining the dark tension we look for in the genre. There's a point draw by Jeremy David Lee.
I'm gonna rattle off a quick thank yous. To thank God. I'm an R&B artist, by the way. They always thank God. Wife Crystal, who's married to a writer, so bless her heart. I'd like to thank Carl Rogers and Alex Tompkins, Alcon, Nick Grimm at Scott Breed, Silver at Mindframe. Neil Lonergan, who's given us a lot of advice over the years from a movie we met on. I'd like to thank everyone involved with Austin Film Festival, and Matt and Gab and Rolly at Vertigo, who's wish he could be here. My English teacher, Ken Fontenot, who taught me that being a nerd of space is actually pretty cool. Actually, kind of a little signpost moment for me, because I also thank Miss Nancy Myers here. Your movie was the first movie I ever worked on as a PA out in Wainscott in the Hamptons, and so met a lot of people from that, and got to know a lot of people who encouraged me over the years. So thank you for making Something's Gotta Give. And just thank you for this. This is awesome. Thank you.
Next, I would like to announce the winner of the Sci-Fi Award. This year's winner is Static by Henry Jones. Unfortunately, Henry could not be present. He's actually meeting his biological father for the first time in his life by chance today. It is a chilling, slow, and obsessive with a knack for repair. Finds out Mary fears he tried to protect himself from all his life are real. Henry Jones, a writer whose name is sure to hear again. And now I will invite Rick Dugdale and Daniel P. Jr. to announce the winner of the Derby and Award.
My partner Rick and I are incredibly honored that the film festival asked us to represent category had other names and other sponsors in the past, but as they were all independent companies, leading a new independent company, they came to us, and of course I assumed that they had worked their way through an incredibly long list and got no's from everybody. But they also this year had a secondary assignment for me. They asked me to be a model I believe the instruction was be an ordinary schlubby guy in an ordinary suit. Apparently, someone else will illustrate a really classy guy in a really classy suit, but I don't want to anticipate it. We also had the experience that you've heard referred to many times this afternoon of facing an incredibly difficult field. So if you'll indulge me, I would like to read the names of our nominees, and before saying the winner, 3 of whom are here. Michael, who wrote #escape, and stand up when I call your names, but hold your applause if you wouldn't mind. Andrew Carl Ruthler, Did I do that okay? Rules are good. Kate, did you make it? Kate probably didn't. For Something's Wrong About Peter. Something's Wrong with Peter. And did I mention the title? No, I skipped the park. And then attending his niece's wedding, which he couldn't get up for some reason, is David Scott Martin, who wrote Bush Baby Summer. And Henry Jones, who just heard, is meeting what another friend of mine in a similar circumstance calls his DNA dad, and that's Henry Jones, who wrote Static. And in spite of this very, very tough competition, that this award goes to Henry Jones for Static, and we accept it on his behalf.
Thank you, Rick Dan. The Writers Guild of America East is the presenting sponsor for the Drama Screenplay Award. Representing the guild are James V. Hart and Bo Willimon to announce the winner.
Thank you, Matt. There we go. So yeah, Barbara invited me 23 years ago to come to Austin, and I've been begging her every year to come back, and she let me. There was a lot of first-timers. Impressive to see how many first-timers are here at the AFF. We know some of us have gray hair and coming back year after year. My mentor was Frank Pearson, who was a big supporter of this film. And Frank taught me a lot about writing, but he also taught me about the responsibility of a writer. When I was down and out, he said, "Don't worry, kid, nobody's a job till you type the end." So I took hard at me 20 years to believe. So I'm going to add a new category to writer. You're now a writer/job creator. There were 9,100 scripts submitted. That's 9,100 potential projects to hire hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and create hundreds and hundreds of jobs. The finalists that are here are in very rarefied air. You are the job creators of the future. So just refers you to right job creator. And I want to introduce Bo, who created a job for a future president named Kevin Spacey that maybe we could use right now on House of Cards. So, Bo.
Thanks, Jim. There are a lot of festivals out there, but very few that focus on writing. AFF is unparalleled to the degree that it honors, yes, writing result in job creation, and that's something that Ian is, very strongly trying to make happen. It starts with one person. It's with their soul. Before any camera can roll, before any grip can get, or any rigger can rig, or a lighting designer, before anyone can apply makeup, before actors can get a camera and directors can direct them, before a post team can edit and sound mix and all the myriad things that have to happen, those photons to get to a screen, someone's soul has to be stirred. And the writing is getting that stir the soul, translating it to a word on a page is the first step towards the soul after. Everyone here who has written, who is committed to translation of taking your soul itself, it's an incredible thing, an incredible adventure, and thank God there's places like the AFF that are on bravery and commitment. It is a privilege to present the Screenplay Award, and man, I mean, on a day where he is me and father first to tell me one of the awards at the film festival, Static, by Henry Jones, who is not here. We'll accept on his behalf.
Thank you, Jim and Bo, and thank you, Henry Jones' dad. It'll certainly be a reunion to remember. And finally, we are proud to have Sony Pictures Animation as the official sponsor of this year's Comedy Screenplay Award. I would like to invite Jenny Michik, Senior Vice President of Development at Sony Pictures Animation, to announce the winner. This partnership could not have been possible without support of Lindsay Doran. So thank you, Lindsay and Sony Pictures Animation, for your involvement and champion comedy writers.
We want to say thank you to the Austin Film Festival for the hospitality and welcome for first year here as a presenter. Jean Belton, our president of production, was supposed to be here to present this award until about like 3 o'clock this morning. She could be here, as do I, and she's awesome. You guys would really, really like her. But I'm honored to hear to talk about this. And as mentioned, many of you have heard Lindsay Doherty. And if you haven't, you really should. We worked very closely with her, and it was actually to our attention that the Screenplay Award often didn't have a presenter. We thought, well, like screenplays, we should do that. So it was very exciting for us that we were able to participate. And for those of you that know how the process of animation works, for every moment that you see on screen, hundreds of hands have touched. And it's an amazing process. Having that many creative, passionate people create our movies is incredible fortune and creates really special moments. But you can get too focused on making sure all puzzle pieces really together. Christine often says, nobody ever comes out of a movie and goes, that was a great movie. It was really logical. All really fit. They come out talking about the experience and the moments and hopefully some quotable lines. For us, as we look at making movies for a global audience, all ages, the moments after with just a little tinge of heartbreak are the ones that really through. And that translates no matter where you are, who you are. And for those moments, for us, a lot of times, part is very special. So we are very happy to present the award for comedy screen to Gita Met for Dinner Friends.
Thank you so much. I'm so honored and happy to be here and to receive this award. My script is about a teenager whose mother used to be a fiery feminist activist and gave it all up to live lives of quiet desperation. And through daughter's journey of self-discovery, she reclaims her own identity. And this is a very personal story to me. It's all Indian people, and it's my mother's story, and it's my story. I'll also become a mother myself. And I just really appreciate it, and I'm very happy here. Thanks so much. Thank you.
Congratulations to all the winners.
All right, all right. Just so you know, Daniel, schlubby guy in a schlubby suit. If you hear of any more cats like that, please let me know. I appreciate that. We're going to move on to some ones we're all waiting for. Our first presenter for our next award is one of the brightest writers in Hollywood today. She got her imprint sketch comedy at the CB in LA and writing for Mad TV. She's responsible for some of the best episodes of Parks and Recreation. Yeah. And in the last 3 years has helped redefine and shape female-driven action comedies, a genre long overdue today. To present the 2016 award for extraordinary contribution to film, please welcome an improviser go after my own heart. Please come hold.
Hi. Okay, so I'm very happy to be here right now because nothing delights me more than nice things happening to nice people. This stuff as it is, so when it's like a good, kind person, you like to see them being rewarded. And today, that is to present the Extraordinary Contribution to Film Award to Paul Feig. I've spoken to Paul, and you know that he's not only an insanely talented actor that shaped modern comedy, but he's also an enormously kind person. I don't know if everyone knows this, but Paul started off as a young magician. I love this so much for so many reasons, but first and foremost, that it says so much about him that he put himself out there and weird so everyone else could have a really good time. And that kind of is how he treats everything, whether it's the audience in a movie theater or the actors and crew set. He wants everyone to have a good time. And he doesn't want anyone over. He tells the underdog, the bullied, the geek. He has celebrated the comedy of outsiders and most everything. And I think in a world to be not, he reminds everyone that it's okay to be exactly who you are. Just met through the heat. And by the way, the question I get asked most often about Paul is if it's true that he wears suits all the time. The answer is yes. I saw him on a crane really high up in Boston, over 100-degree heat and humidity, in a full suit. If I ever saw him not in a suit, if I ran into him and he was wearing jeans, I would think something was terribly wrong, and I would call an ambulance. I would first, he was probably kidnapped and just escaped in the clothes. Or I think, okay, he just returned from time travel and he just grabbed what he could. but is now going to get a suit immediately. So, anyways, the producer sent him this script, and I refused to get my hopes up because I love Bridesmaids so much. And I'm sure many people here could relate to this, but before Bridesmaids, I spent most of my life laughing at the men on screen. Though, quick shout out to Private Benjamin. Like the R-rated movies, there was always like, you know, these cool guys who were so funny and they're winning into all these shenanigans. And then there would be a female who was real mad about it. And it's like, and I felt so because I wanted to be the shenanigans, and I was so sad that I was told I couldn't. So I saw Bridesmaids. I just being in the theater, sitting there, it just blowing my mind. Like I was watching these female actors be sane and hilarious and disgusting and pure bliss. And the thing that blew my mind, I didn't realize how much I was been missing until that point. So, anyways, I thought, okay, so he's female comedy, so now he's made his point. Now he'll go back to the guy comedies, or as it was called then, just comedy. But that wasn't the case, and we met for lunch at the Grand Star Oyster Bar. I was nervous he's going to turn out to be really mean, and after all, because it can be incredibly disappointing at your heroes. Yay. But he wasn't, and we've worked together for years now. He still isn't. And leads me to the nationally most grateful for. You know, years ago, I used to spend so much time thinking about how to spoken writer. If I had a pitch, I would spend the first 10 minutes of the pitch preparing everyone for the worst thing they're about to hear. I would look like I was in physical pain as I was about to pitch it. And if someone started to speak over me, it would just be game over. I would shut down and not say another word for the rest of the week. But the craziest thing happened, and I would talk about, like, how do I sound? I just think about how do I talk about sound like maybe I need to be scarier. Like, I don't know what that would have looked like. But these are the things I would think about. But the crazy thing when I started working with Paul is I realized I never really thought about any of that ever again. And I think that's because he really was listening to what I had to say. And, you know, I know this sounds like the smallest thing, but it's really crazy. In all the years we've worked together, I swear to you, he's never once spoke over me or interrupted me or made his I'm sorry, Paul, or his voice louder than me. And while I would like to think that I would have eventually gotten more confident, it is a thing when someone is helping you find your voice. And I think that's something he has done with people. So thank you, Paul Feig, for giving voice to those who need it and wanting everyone to have a great time to need it. So now finish some clips. I think the running time is 2.5 hours.
Are you kidding me? Oh my God, it's great. Hey, buddy. How you doing?
I'm good. I'm so much more relaxed. Thank you, Helen. I just feel like I'm excited and I feel relaxed and I'm ready to party.
Paul Feig, everyone.
Thank you. Oh my goodness, that's unbelievably kind. Kate, first of all, Katie Dippold is the greatest person who ever. Your talent and your positive attitude and your comedy is unparalleled. I just feel so honored to have been a partner with you for On Sleep Pro. Hand for Kate. This is that's so incredibly. I'm not gonna speak long because I do all these panels and you've got plenty of chances to hear me talk. But I'll say, but first, so much to the Austin Film Festival. You guys are. This is the best film festival in the world. To have this kind of respect for the act of writing is so unheard of, or I'm very checked up. It's very nice to see everybody winning these awards, see everybody who is even up, and just all these new voices and faces and the diversity in this crowd, and it's really what this industry has to be moving towards. And the industry was kind of stuck for a long time, and just as far as diversity goes, women, and it was such a and the storytelling was all coming from particular voice. I felt like in one particular group of people and portraying those, and I didn't feel women were getting to see their voices. I still feel that anybody of color is really getting to see their voices. They should. And just I want to encourage all of you to keep telling your stories and keep writing these stories. And any the filmmakers out there, keep shooting these and get together with the writers. And there should be unity between the writer and the directors, because we're all united in this one thing. We just want to tell is that means something. And we have to realize, and that we do. Those on the media, I guess, for lack of a better word for what we do, the power of what we do, and how that can be abused. I think we're seeing right now how that can be abused in the current campaign, and just that we really keep eyes and ears and brains when they are sitting and watching what we do, and that is a great responsibility. And I don't think any of us should ever take that lightly, and I don't think any of us ever abuse that, and we should always call out those who do abuse it. And I'm not trying to make a political statement. I'm just more saying that this is a very powerful medium, and use it for good. Even if you're telling a very dramatic story. I love comedy. I personally like trying to make people through the stories, but we still miss dramas. But whatever story you're telling, my mom was hung up on, when I was a kid, we would watch shows like Bill Donahue and these great talk shows. And then when sort of the Jerry Springers of the world started coming in, mom would just always say, I just don't, because it's just bringing the general mood of everybody down. And I feel that way when I see stuff. And I think it's just put yourself to a test of, what is this saying? What am I saying? Am I saying something that helps somebody ultimately? Even if it's saying people through them, when they see it, are uplifted at the end. That is the point of what I'm saying. It doesn't mean you have to have a happy ending by any means, but just really think about what you're saying and then tell that story with everything you've got in your guts, because it's going to mean so much to so many people if you do it right. And that's really all I have to say today. I'm a terrible writer, but I do have the honor of getting to introduce Nancy in a bit, so I'm looking forward to the most. But thank you so much for doing what you do. It's great, and just realize we're in charge of a very, very interesting, powerful tool, and we are very, very lucky to do it. And I'm so honored to get to do what I love. I have to pinch myself every day, and so getting an award for it is just complete icing on the cake. So thanks so much, everybody. Thank you.
Our next presenter has seemingly transitioned effortlessly from a tremendous modeling career into an impressive run of smart, comedic character acting, with memorable, believable, moving turns in Ugly Betty, New Girl, League, and my new favorite show, Grace and Frank. To present the 2016 award for television writer, please welcome to the stage the beautiful, powerful, and talented Brooklyn Decker.
Hello. First of all, I'm so happy to be here with the industry's most talented people, both of the present and future, and congratulate you all. Pleasure to be in your. I'm even more happy and excited to present this award to my friend, Marta Kaufman. As it is my job to read the words that someone far more talented than me has written. So imagine my fear when I have to write my own words about a writer as prolific. In addition to being a writer, Marta is a showrunner, producer. She directed the first episode of season 4 of season 3. Very excited. And she's also a mother, my boss, and one of the most revered writers in the business. Marta is responsible for creating some of the most beloved television history. Television history. Monica, Chandler, Joey, Ross, and Rachel, anyone? And don't even get me started on the one-liners in that show. I would be hard-pressed who doesn't know, or even favorite quote from a friend. The show transcended television, and it became a part of our culture. With the success of Friends, Marta could have easily rested on her laurels, and who blamed her? But no, she continued to challenge herself and continued interesting stories and characters who hadn't been there. She did it again with starring Wanda and Lily Tomlin. Winning Lily, her first lead actress nomination. How in the world did it take so long? I don't understand. Kudos to Marta for that one. Well done. She caught our attention with Dream On. She stole our hearts with Friends, and she opened our eyes with Frank. Writing about divorce, coming out of a closet, and even death with the care, delicate humor that they require. She continues her evolution with her project, adaptation of We Are All Completely Beside Ourselves for HBO starring Natalie Portman. She's currently flying to Philadelphia, I think today, tomorrow, to continue a documentary on Gloria Allred, which I'm very excited. Marta, we will all be waiting with bated breath. On set, we often talk about the current show everyone's watching. And of course, we all want to know Marta's opinion. And one of my favorite ones with certain shows, I love that series. Those characters are people that I want to invite into my home. And maybe that's why we love her characters so much. Why we're so interested in their lives and why they become a part of ours. Marta has taught us age doesn't define us, that gender does not define us, sexual orientation does not define us, and that having a career and being a good mother are not mutually exclusive ideas. Above all, she has taught us humor will get us. One of my favorite parts about Marta is her laugh. I also think it's her secret one. It's big, it's warm, uninhibited, and oh, is she generous with her laugh. You know you have a scene on set, hear her laugh reverberate after stage. It's the kind of laugh you work for again and again and again, and it's no wonder her writers' rooms are so successful. I asked the exec on our show, has to be Marta's daughter, her favorite part about working with her mom was, pardon, she says, quote, she manages to have an unflaggingly strong leadership and vision and creative integrity while being able to collaborate fully, fairly, and respectfully. Also, she's fucking funny, she's cool, and she's a full-blown badass. Hannah, I cannot ignore. So without further ado, some scenes I'm sure you'll all recognize. Feel free to quote along.
I cannot believe I just tripped on my son's chair. First of all, I want to thank Brooklyn. My arms aren't long enough. I want to thank you so much for doing this. I am truly moved, even though you had to travel like 2 miles, I think it was. Really, I really appreciate this. I adore you. You are talented. You are kind. You are generous, even when I asked you not to be. You're beautiful, and the more words I say, the more annoyed I get at you. So I'm going to go on to someone else. I love you, Ben. I just want to say I'm so happy that my children and my producing part are here. We are a company of women. And as a company of women, one of the things that we do for each other is allow each other to have lives. And I highly recommend either work with a woman or work with a man who believes in living life. Because you do it. Nobody has to do one or the other. And truthfully, one supports the other, and the other supports the one. You can't write without living some sort of life. So I highly recommend life. Thank you, Austin Film Festival. I'm profoundly honored you chose me for this award. When I started in TV, the chasm between film and television was massive. You couldn't get a film director or a film actor or a film writer to consider doing television back in the olden days. If anything, television was a stepping stone. It was merely a stepping stone towards a film career. But things have changed drastically. Platforms are merging. Our business models are becoming more similar. Movie stars of all ages are doing spectacular work on the small screen. Directors are reimagining what TV can be. And writers, we're jobs. We're working. We were always doing that. There was a period of time where most of us were out of work. Now there aren't enough of you. So write, get your stuff out there because we knew. Yeah, come on, come to the dark side. It's good. I love TV. I love watching TV. I love writing TV. Although, to say these days, I am obsessed with CNN, and it's talk about not living my life. I mean, can't keep my eyes off. TV is incredibly collaborative. Every day, Hannah and I get to work with the most incredible crew and directors and writers and actors and producers, and everybody is on the same page. We all have the same vision. And we get to learn how to make that vision happen. Studio, network, all of them keep us to what our vision was. That's awesome for a writer. Also, as writing TV, I get to sit in a room at a table with 12 incredibly funny, incredibly smart, incredibly obnoxious, very hungry writers. And it is a joy to go to work every day. Finally, in my career lifetime, our industries have become friends. We are allies now in our goals to create works that move audiences. I am thrilled to be in the Eastern Festival. I'm thrilled to be part of the amazing Nancy Hall, and I am thrilled that you are welcoming television into your world. So thank you.
Before we bring our last presenter up, I want to give everybody give a quick round of applause to our award trophy presenter for the day, Sonia Onescu. Thank you so much, Sonia. Our last presenter of the day is a director, writer, actor, creator, mentor, he is the hyphenated Renaissance artist we all aspire to be. To present the 2016 Distinguished Screenwriter Award, please welcome back to the stage a personal hero of mine and many people in this room, Paul Feig.
It's me again. Hey. So you thought you'd seen the last of me. Again, the winner this is. Nancy's one of my heroes. If I just can start with an anecdote, a true story. You actually almost got me fired from my first job in Hollywood. I was working as a script reader / intern for Michael Phillips, and I had seen Private Benjamin when I lived in Michigan and loved it, and I always made a point of like seeing was. And then one day they were screening Irreconcilable Differences, and so they were all set up, and they came in to give a message to him, and then I had been given this thing I had to type up for a producer by the time he got out. So I gave him the message, go out, the lights come down. Oh, this is the movie, people, that movie. And next thing I know, 2 hours went by, and I fell in love with this film and sat there and watched it. And then I got back to my dad. Guy's like, where's my report? And I wasn't supposed to be there. So I almost got fired, but they weren't paying me. So it balanced the two out. But anyway, Nancy Meyers is a hero to me. She is an amazing director, a woman who successfully navigated the Hollywood system and has taken no prisoners. Makes commercial film you walk out of feeling by yourself, the kind of movies make you love going to the movies. Makes films that you love to watch over and over again. Visual antidepressants that bring you out of whatever crappy mood you may have been in before you sat down in front of them. Her kitchens alone can make you happy. There are still beautiful places in this world. She brings us characters who are real and aspirational, plays these characters all their dimensions, entertaining us as we see our all too human flaws in them, inspiring us as we watch them navigate their problems in a very human and realistic way, always ultimately doing the right thing. Nancy presents the world as we all should see it, as a complicated but optimistic place, as a place where we can all strive for what we need and achieve it if it's truly right for us. And she makes us laugh. All of us who work in comedy know how hard this is to do. You look like you're trying too hard, it doesn't work. Look like you're not trying enough, and nobody laughs. You make it look easy, Nancy. You make it look effortless, and that's why it works. We, the audience, feel that we're hanging with our clever friends, and we aspire to be like them, talk like them, to be funny with them, to be funny like them. We walk out of that theater after the credits roll, wishing that we lived in a Nancy Meyers movie. I know this is a screenwriting award, and you deserve this more than any other writer I know. But it's impossible for me to separate your writing and your directing because your work behind the camera takes your work behind the keyboard, and it elevates its level. You cast amazing actors. You get amazing performances from them. Your cameras capture these performances perfectly. Your production design provides a backdrop of a world we love to look at. And your editing finds the perfect balance and flow to make stories play out as effectively and entertainingly as possible. In short, you are not only a distinguished screenwriter, you are a distinguished filmmaker. But don't take my word for it. Let's take a look at some moments right now from your movies and let it speak for yourself. Speak for themselves. Damn, Nancy, you're good. Ladies and gentlemen, Nancy Myers.
Thank you. Oh, thank you. Oh, I feel so old watching all that. It's so weird how every memory of I know it's a lot of pressure. Thank you. By the way, I love your movie. And I've had a unique relationship because we kind of get together once a year and have lunch. Always incredibly special. A great filmmaker. We make movies about women and funny women's friendships with each other. So. I have to read my speech because I just have to, because I'm not good at reading it. So anyway, it does occur to me when I think about all my movies, I see all the clips that the dreaded expression chick flicks. And I was writing this the other day, and I thought it's kind of like something Donald Trump would say. It is a way of dismissing somebody's work and the movies they make and the people that are in them. But I love these kind of movies, and I've loved being able to make them for the past 35 years. And when I think about chick flicks, which is a horrible name, but I think they go way, way back. I think they're always, like somebody said, they used to be called comedies, they used to be called movies. Here's some great titles that I think are flicks about chicks. Gone with the Wind. Can you imagine Paul pitching that today? You want to make a Civil War movie about a bratty rich girl who loves a guy who doesn't love her back? I don't think so. All About Eve, I'll just name a couple, It's a movie about an aging actress. Get it? Philadelphia Story, won't forget two guys to support a woman. Plus, we already made a movie about a woman this year. Anyway, the list goes on. You get my point. African Queen, and It Happened One Night, and Sabrina and Lady Eve. So I'm very fond of these kind of movies. So on behalf of all the very beautiful, big-hearted women who have starred in the films I've made, the young ones and the middle-aged ones and the older ones, and all the adorable men who fell for them and fought for them and clearly apologized to them. Thank you so much for this honor. It's been a privilege for me to work with all of those people. I thank for their talent and their enormous skill in telling my story so beautifully. And I also want to give credit where it's due to my ex-husband, my ex-partner, Charles, for the bride and some private me. So thank you to Charles. And thank you to Austin for celebrating writers. I live in a town with no shortage of award ceremonies, as you know. I can't think of one for writers. So thank you. Looking at visual effects to celebrate story and characters and the passion that leads all of us to sit and array ourselves for months and months on end. Seasons pass and we still sit there, and we hope. Hold on, I'm going to get. We sit there by ourselves for months on end, writing for an audience we hope is going to come to see a movie about something that we believe deserves their attention. It is a lonely job, but someone's got to. Turning the page. So to me, writing movies is very personal work, and at the same time, it's very public. It seems there's always something that I want to say, but if I wasn't a writer, I'm not sure I would know that. So it's when I sit down to write that it all, like let's say Complicated, for example, I guess I wanted to write about what it feels like to be divorced, not get a divorce, but be divorced. And, what's it like for your kids to grow up and for them to move out? And what would happen if your ex came back and you put the genie back in the bottle? Or like in The Intern, I was wondering, what happened then? And was De Niro's character actually a dying breed? And why can't men and women ever obviously figure it out? So the journey of writing for me is a very cathartic one. Sometimes I think the broad stroke movies, like you were saying, Paul, they're tragic, but I only want to write them as comedies. So basically, screenwriting for me is fantastic therapy. I paid. And brilliant actors get to act out my fantasy. So I have many jobs on my visa. I'm the writer, director, and producer. But writing, if I may end a sentence in a preposition, is where it's at. I guess I do believe absolutely write what you know. Then, of course, you must get funnier, bigger, and sadder, more interesting. And try to never forget you're there to entertain. So my advice to new writers is do that. You know, absolutely write, but for sure. And make a movie you can write. And just stick with it until it gets good. I know that's hard to do, but, you know, get your tush back in the chair every day and just stay with it. And I promise you it's going to come. And the rewards of that, to me, are immeasurable. During the decades that I've been doing this job, I've seen women on screen go from having absolutely fantastic, full-bodied, complex parts in peripheral characters and unable to be leads in big movies or tentpole movies. And I've seen great actors go from having very brilliant, complicated characters to play to hopefully, you know, playing a superhero or the hero's father. I wouldn't say we're in a golden age of filmmaking right now, but screenwriters don't put the rest of the business. I keep writing personal films, I keep pushing and asking questions and making us laugh and moving us, because I do see writers as the ones who may just finally save the day. So that's my speech. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I'm very honored. I just wanted to say that I'm just very honored to be here and among all of this new talent. Congratulations. Congratulations, Paul. This has been a super fun day. Thank you so much.
Let's have one more round of applause for all of our winners and nominees today. Just some very quick announcements. I want to make sure you're all aware of the conference wrap party tonight at the Link Center from 1 p.m. It's just over the First Street Bridge. If you're new to Austin, you can't miss it. And there's film screenings the rest of the week, all the way up until next day. So make sure you check the website and your dailies for any schedule changes. Thank you so much for being here. We have some film festival. Good luck out there. Have some fun and enjoy Austin. Good night, everybody.